The real question that's coming to mind, and you should be asking yourself, I know I do. I know I am. I'm not the only one suggesting this, but can you think of a good reason why they haven't arrested Diddy yet? I mean, we're hearing everything from everyone, up to and including the fact that maybe they seized a huge cache of weapons. Notice I didn't say cache. Were there drugs? The mule arrested? What about the connections with other folks? What about this idea that he is a part of a human trafficking, sex trafficking investigation from Homeland Security? And nobody's been arrested? What do you think possibly could be the reason for that? What do you think we should be paying attention to? What do you think might be a reason why that's happening? And without being crazily conspiratorial, don't forget, as the great Gore Vidal said, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I'm a conspiracy analyst. The question is, why do you think that is? And why has that occurred? Well, my friends, these are great questions, questions that we will delve into and look at. But before we do this, here is a critical word from our sponsor. If you keep your money in a bank account, listen up. Your savings could be at risk. The banking system is once again under extreme stress. And after last year's banking crisis, the dangers are clearer than ever. Car loans are defaulting. Credit card debt is ballooning. Commercial real estate is on the brink of collapse. These aren't just red flags. They are sounds of a financial ticking time bomb. But there is a safe and an easy way to protect your financial future: gold. Gold is outside the government's reach and safe from economic policies that jeopardize your wealth. Gold allows you to lock in today's value in the face of tomorrow's uncertainty. Don't wait for the next headline or crash or bank run to act. Inaction could be catastrophic. Contact Noble Gold Investments today and safeguard your tomorrow. As a bonus, they'll give you a free quarter-ounce gold standard coin as a thank you for opening a qualified account. So visit LionelNationGold.com. LionelNationGold.com. Contact LionelNationGold.com to claim your gold coin. LionelNationGold.com. And remember, there's always a risk of investment, and there's no guarantee of any kind. My friends, if you've watched me, I've always given this analogy. What we're doing right now is we're standing outside of a stadium, listening to the roar of the crowd and trying to guess the score. Now, there are folks who tend to jump not into the quote conspiratorial. There's nothing wrong with being conspiratorial, but they will jump into I guess you would say, not a far-fetched, but a very grandiose theory involving a lot of moving parts. We only can evaluate what we know, what we see, and how this veers and deviates from what is usual. Let's look at this. Number one, we're looking at something which is fascinating now, and that is the following. We have somebody who was the product of not only a search that could have been done so quietly. Believe me, they could have gone to Diddy, his lawyer, others, or done something to secure the confines of the compound without this fanfare. TMZ was notified. They had drones. They had all kinds of cameras. The government wanted you to see what they were doing. They wanted you to see this. They wanted you to see the full force, the full Megillah, the full brunt of this. And they also wanted you to understand something which is more important. They wanted you to understand that what we're seeing right here is it's a message that we're going after him. And all of you who are involved directly or indirectly in information that he knows about, that he might be tangentially involved in, be on the lookout, because we're coming after you. Now, there is an interesting theory that is being advanced. I'm not going to tell you from whom or why, but I'm going to tell you nonetheless. And the theory is that they wanted to go in to seize the evidence, not to secure convictions against Diddy per se or others, but to seize it and hold it and to use it so that for whatever reason, let me give you a scenario and see if this makes sense to you. Now, I'm not saying this is the way it is. I'm just suggesting to you that this could be. And if it were to be like this, it wouldn't shock me by any stretch of the imagination. And it goes something like this, dear friend. Number one, the government uses information that it has regarding these folks. It uses information that it has in other investigations. What? Blackmail, honeypots, extortion. This is a perfect analog to what we saw regarding Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein seems to be, by all observation, by all rational review, a honeypot, an extortion investigation, an extortion operation, wherein men usually would be lured into position, into this situation. They would be recorded involved in a variety of unseemly, illegal, and various events. They would then be put into a situation where, and this is critical, where they will be put into a situation where then later on, that information could be used by the government, by agents, by intelligence agencies, who knows, to exact, to coerce, to extract certain behaviors and the like. Think about it. It's a fascinating case. It's a fascinating issue. And what's also interesting to note is that it makes complete sense. We still don't know where the evidence was, what evidence was seized, what evidence was found, the people implicated, the sex crimes revealed, and the number of victims in the Jeffrey Epstein case. That is before they killed him, right in front of you. They wanted you to know everything. Now, as we speak, what is behind the scenes is even more delicious than anything that could be reported. The sock puppet media will represent and will provide to you just the initial theory, the dare I say, that's just the most obvious. You'll hear voices and names, but I'm suggesting to you that what is even more interesting is how this blends into the shot heard round the world when Cat Williams first declared to everyone that there was a nefarious cabal, a nefarious group, a nefarious passel of most horrible individuals who were themselves involved in a series of, oh my God, sexual hijinks and shenanigans and depraved behavior, which, and here is if ever there could be this flashing notion, it could very well be that none of this, though sordid, though depraved, though unnatural, unless it involved children, unless it was involving force or sexual battery, involuntary sexual battery, involuntary sexual misadventure. But aside from that, what is and is not acceptable in the entertainment business today would blow your mind. And the reason for that is very, very simple. If you think about it, one of the reasons is, and this is critical, one of the reasons is that it deals with the idea of a victim could, and I'm sorry to say this, could have been given the opportunity to leave at any time. Again, absent somebody who was chained, somebody who was a victim of false imprisonment or kidnapping or something like that, or a minor. Aside from that, the first thing they're going to be asked is, could you leave? Did you ever call the police before? No. And what Mr. Diddy, or didn't he, will do is he will say the reason why is because they were on the payroll, they were gainfully employed, and I never did anything. Why didn't they call the police? That's what's interesting. That's what I find fascinating. And that's what will be the subject of what's going on. But the question still remains, why haven't they arrested him? If they found all of this information, which is indicative, an indicia of, sexual high misadventure and the like, trafficking, coercion, child sex trafficking as well as guns, perhaps, maybe drugs. With all of that in mind, why didn't they arrest him? Why? Why does he remain free? And here's the bottom line. This is what the boys from downtown would ask you. Is he talking? And is he squealing? And is he singing a tune? That, my friend, is the issue. We will talk about that. Please subscribe to this channel. Please hit that bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. Please subscribe. And in the provision, in the comment section before, but later, I ask you, please, I beseech, I implore, I ask you to comment as you see fit. Let me try it.